Hello, Flosstube. I'm Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches, and today is Saturday, May 18th, and I'm here to talk about cross stitch. This is my Flosstube update number 63, I believe, and this is the third week of Maynia. And for those of you participating, good luck on all your projects. I'm doing, for those of you who may remember, I'm doing 4 projects. Each one, I'm changing each one on Wednesday of each week. So I wanted to go ahead and just sort of reiterate what I'm working on. Sorry for twisting around. Trying to keep my cat from sitting on everything. So anyway, I'm doing 4 projects for Maynia. I'm doing, and they're all tall ships, sailing ships. I had them organized here partly, but there. So these are the 4 charts. They're all ships, so I'm doing this one here, running with the wind. I did this one the first week, and this old clipper ship for the second week, and this is the one I'm currently working on, Voyage of Discovery, the 3 Christopher Columbus ships. And then next week I will start on this. Let me get a better thing. Start with the clear. Ronnie Rowe Serenity. That's what it's called. So that's for next week. Anyway, I'm doing them all on similar fabric. I dyed 2 larger pieces of fabric, and they're all this sort of blue color. And let's see if I got these right. Now that I've mixed them up. Move, please. Cat. Snug. Don't. Sorry, I'm wrestling with this kitty cat because he's trying to lie on all my things. Sorry. Okay, so the first week I worked on Running with the Wind, and sorry. Again, this chart here. And this was, as far as I got, this is a sail and a part of the mast, and this blue fabric. So this is different than the model was stitched on, but yeah. So it's going to go this way. And my Stitch-nanigans needle minder. So yeah, this is a sail, and part of the outline of the different sails. It's kind of hard to tell anything from what I stitched, and this is part of the one of the masts, I think, as I recall. I think it's part of the mast and part of the sky back here, behind it, or part of, I don't know. It's this right here, this sail, and this part of this. I don't know. I don't know what that's supposed to be. It's part of the mast and something else. I don't know. But anyway, so, yeah. So that's as far as I got the first week, working on that. Wednesday to Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, whatever. The second week, I worked on old clipper ship, this one here. And I did a little bit. You can kind of tell I did some of the outline of the mast. This the sails here are done in ecru rather than white. And then this is a couple of the little mast parts of the mast that show between the sails. So this is the center sail that I started with, and it has this outline. And then there's some more outline stuff. I did some of the outline here, because I kind of got sick of just doing row and row and row upon row of the ecru. This needle minder is one my sister made. This cloth covered needle minder. It's kind of cute. But anyway, so sorry, upside down. So this is, I think, this sail right here, and see these little pieces of mast here. And then like I said, I did some of this outline of the sails, of these sails here and this one here. So there's that one. And again, it's more of this blue fabric that I dyed with grit dye. And then now, Voyage of Discovery. There's an old Hee Haw song. I don't know if you remember the old show Hee Haw, but there's a song that they would sing every now and then. I don't know if they did it every week or just whatever. But one line from the song was, "If it weren't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all." That's kind of how I feel about the Voyage of Discovery. The interesting thing about this, there's some negative space here that's not stitched, and then the land, it's the New World and the Old World, Florida and the the Americas over here, I guess. And even though Columbus didn't technically land in America, I think he landed like in South America or whatever, I don't know. And this is I guess Europe, where he set off from. So the Old World and the New World. It's done in half stitches up here in the parts of the map. Anyway, so since I'm I'll always start in the center. I was starting in the center here, and on all of these charts I made working copies. Mostly because I kind of had to blow up a little bit, had to enlarge them a bit. This one is fairly large, but since it's printed on the cardstock, and I didn't want to have to be folding it and refolding it and wearing out this corner, which is the center of the chart, the center of the charted copy, not this chart. But anyway, so I made working copies of all the patterns. And my sister and I went down to FedEx and just made copies of everything and, blew it up because they had the big paper. I talked about this last Wednesday. But what I didn't think about was the fact that this chart is partially done in color. It's part of it is done in red and part of it is done in black. And it's all hand drawn. And what I didn't think about was, the red parts of the pattern use the same symbols as the black and white patterns. So when I went to stitch this, I loaded up my needle and I looked at the chart and I looked at the list of colors and the symbols, and I looked at the symbol, and the little plus sign was a symbol I was working with that was in the center of the design. And I looked at the color thing, and the plus sign said terracotta dark, and I thought, oh good, I get to do something besides white. And so I loaded up my needle and I looked again at the chart, and I thought, well, why would there be red down here at the bottom of this sail? Because this is the center of the chart, this bottom of this sail down here. I knew that there was these red crosses on the sails, but not down here, right? So that didn't make any sense. So I looked at the chart again, and that's when I realized part of the plus signs are in red and part of them are in black and white in this original chart. Not in the copy that I made, of course, because the copy is all in black and white. So, what I did was I ended up going over the copy that I made with this little pink highlighter and highlighting. I'm just going to show a little bit of part of the pattern. Highlighted the parts that were done in red. Now, I didn't differentiate between the different symbols or whatever. I can, but there really aren't that many places where that are done in red on the chart on the original pattern. The little they use the red basically for the red crosses on the sails, and then some of the water down here uses some of the red symbols or whatever. But so yeah, it was kind of a pain. But so I made the different, use the different thread. I looked at the chart again and chose the thread that went with the black and white plus signs, right? The black plus sign. Except that when I looked at the chart, I misread a little bit. The plus sign is pearl gray, and right next to it there's like a sort of an arrow, kind of a crook, pointing at one of the corners, but the arrow is steel gray light, it says, and the plus sign says pearl gray. Well, I looked at the plus sign and I put with it somehow the number for the arrow. So anyway, I used the wrong color, is what it comes down to. And I didn't discover that I had used the wrong color until I had done quite a bit of it. And I was like over here doing the last few lines over sections over here. And this is all the wrong color. It's like one shade darker, whatever. Because, this is supposed to be the darkest of these three grays. It's kind of hard to see down here, but there's like three gray colors: a very light gray, and a medium gray, and a darker gray, I guess. I think in this little bottom section down here, these lines going up, and this curved bottom section. And so it's the wrong color. There's like a color right below it that's supposed to be this color, and this one is supposed to be the light color. But I'm not going to change it because I did too much of it to do that. I was, like I said, I was at the very end over here when I discovered that I had the wrong color. So what I'm going to do is it's only the middle sail. So I'm going to, and I think, well, the middle ship, I should say, the big sail on the middle ship. So I'm just going to go with it and do the other two colors, here, and then do it correctly on the other ships, or the other sails on the other ships. This one goes this way, the landscape, as does the Ronnie Rowe thing. So it's kind of different. But I did do part of one of the crosses on that middle ship, the big cross on the big sail on the big ship. It continues further up here, further on the top of this cross beam, and then further up here, uh, the 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 red part continues. But that's as far as I got. After I spent all the time, correcting the chart and everything. But so yeah, so hopefully in the next week I'll get more of that middle section done. I probably won't get to the other two ships until sometime later. And then I will be doing next week, switching to the Ronnie Rowe thing on the 22nd. And the fabric I have for that is more of this blue model-y thing. And I have on here the needle minder that I bought at Stitch Shenanigans, this Admit One Cat, it says. That I bought from, I can't think of her name now. I can't think of her name. Anyway, I bought it at Stitch Shenanigans. So, the other thing I bought, I showed a couple of pieces of haul last Wednesday. Excuse me, I'm digging under a cat. So, I bought these magnets at Cracker Barrel. They had a sort of a nautical display. There's an old map here, and it's really hard to see, but there's some ships and maps, and there's a compass there, and I think there's another compass thing there, and it's upside down, a ship there. And they have magnets on the back, and I was wanting to use them like needle minders, but the magnets on the back are kind of, I tried them with, they're kind of weak, and I tried them with the magnet on this one, which is a rare earth magnet, I think, and I don't know if they come in a larger size than this small size that's on the back of this. I don't know. It's because those bubble magnet things that I bought at Cracker Barrel are kind of heavy for this little magnet. So I don't know if and these they don't have the rare earth magnet. This one is an elephant. That my sister made for me, but these have the little black the black magnets. This kind, and it's a strong magnet, and it's strong enough to hold this, but it's not strong enough. It won't hold that bubble magnet. So I don't know if the magnet on the back of that thing is just not strong enough, or if I need a stronger magnet on the back, a bigger, stronger magnet on the back to hold that up. I don't know, or if they're just not going to be useful for that. The other thing I bought was this Love You More Studios book sleeve. It's one of the small ones. But I had it, and last week I had actual book in it. But this week I stuck, I have this small case, I have all the colors for all of the ship charts, because they share a lot of the same colors. And so I put them all in this box, and it fits very nicely in this little sleeve. So it helps me have a place to put it for all, where I can access all the colors as I need them for my chart. So so this week I'm working on the Christopher Columbus Voyage of Discovery ships, and next week will be the Ronnie Rowe thing on the 22nd. And then I didn't know what I was going to do on the 29th. I I thought, well, maybe I'll, do a little more on each of the ships. The week of the 29th, this really, for May, it's the 29th, the 30th, and 31st, right? And then we'll be done with May. So I wasn't sure if I was going to keep going on one of the 3 ships, if I was going to do some more on each one, or didn't know what I was going to do. But I did earlier this week, sometime I think, or maybe the week before, I had joined the Hello Pumpkin sal that Caterpillar Cross Stitch is doing. Their fall stitch along, and the release dates. The first part was released on the 16th of this month of May, and the next one is June, and so forth until September. So I hadn't really chosen fabric and pulled all the DMC threads for it. Some of them are in the ship charts that I'm doing, and a couple of them are in the Daily Walk in the Woods chart, and the others look like they'll work with the fabric that I'm thinking of. But the fabric I'm thinking of is this one. It's kind of on the pink side. I do have some white even weave and white Aida, either one of which will work with this chart. It's very colorful. At least the first part that I've already received is pretty colorful. So this might be a little on the pinky side. For there's one or two of the colors that I'm thinking might not work really well, and then some of them I'm not sure if they'll clash. I have these colors, for instance, are I don't know, and this purple I think it looks kind of blue on this in the screen here, but it's really more purpley. And then these other colors here, I think will show up okay. There's one that I haven't been able, I don't know if I don't have it, or if I just can't locate it right now, but it, 3835, I don't know what color it is. I don't have my little color chart, my DMC color chart handy. But anyway, so this is a color I'm thinking of using. It does have a little white spot there. I don't know. But I'm thinking of using this. This is avocado dyed fabric. So I want to use this. For the pumpkin sal, the Hello Pumpkin sal. But I don't know. Let me know if you think maybe I should go with white, since it's a pretty colorful chart. But anyway, so that's what I'm thinking of. I'll do on the 29th. Is go ahead and start that that sal on the 29th, 30th, and 31st. And see how far I can get with that, and that'll be the end of of Maynia for me. So, but hopefully with Voyage of Discovery, I won't have any more boo boos, and I can go on and work some more on that as the song in Hee Haw continues on. Like I said, if it weren't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. What is it? Whoa. What is it? How does it go? If it weren't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. Something and agony on me. Something. I don't know. But, yeah, so I'm trying not to have any more boo-boos associated with that thread. I don't know. I mean, with that chart. So I think that's everything. If the fabric choices and threads work out for that piece of fabric, then I'll do the Hello Pumpkin thing on the 29th, and like I said, that'll round out Maynia pretty nicely. The four ships and then the Hello Pumpkin Sal. Um, I think that's it basically. I'm gonna go get my greñas cut. They're a little bit long. I can always tell my hair's a little long because this little part here tends to stick out a lot. You know, I'm kind of at that point where, excuse me, I have a cat here, where I've been thinking about, you know, do I grow my hair out? Do I get it cut short again? I've had it all different lengths. I've had it long. I've had it like shoulder length. Believe it or not, it's kind of hard to tell. Um, but the problem with having it longer is um, having to do something with it because I don't like hair on my face, you know. And I went through a phase where I wore like a headband all the time to keep my hair, you know, kind of off my face. I had it long enough to, you know, stick it like behind my ears or whatever, and all kinds of different things. I've had it like halfway down my back, whatever, but you know, for the last several years, I've worn it short. Um, and you know, I always get to that point where I have to decide: do I keep cutting it? Do I let it grow out? So I don't know. I think I'm gonna go cut it today. Yeah, the summer's coming up. It's nice to have short hair when it's really hot. Um, but it's getting a little. It's not really all that long, but it's for me, it's a little unwieldy. You didn't see it the other day when it was sticking up everywhere because of how I slept on it or whatever. So yeah, I'm thinking of you know, getting it cut today if I can. Anyway, I don't know why I'm blathering about my hair. But so, like I said, so I'm plugging away on my Maynia project uh, for this week, which is the Voyage of Discovery. And so, yeah, I think that's going to be it. Um, and so I should I'll probably do an update on Wednesday to show how I progressed on Voyage of Discovery and the new the switch to Serenity, and that's gonna be a new thing for me because I've never done a Ronnie Rowe, so it's all in one color and it's kind of, you know, big, and because it's all one color, you know, it's there's a lot of confetti in some sections, and um, I don't know, harder to sort of keep track of maybe. I've never gridded my fabric, and I kind of I I don't know that I necessarily want to for this project. I don't know. I'm a little I'm a little trepidatious about you know, when I switch to it. I don't know what I'm gonna do, if I'm gonna try gridding, if or just see if I can uh, get through it. I don't know. um, but I'm sort of putting that out of my mind for now. But so I can work on the on Voyage Voyage of Discovery and try not to make any more boo boos, more mistakes. Okay, so that really is it. So I will see you next time, and thank you once again thanks for those of you who subscribe. Thank you for for being subscribers. For those of you who may be new to to this channel, welcome, and I hope you will subscribe. Hit subscribe, and if you hit the little bell thing, you'll get a notification when I do a new video. I try to do them every Saturday, and then this for Maynia, I've been doing them on Wednesday as well, because that's when I'll start a new project. But anyway, I do try to film regularly on Saturday. And once again, I'm Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches. I'm in the Friday Off the Grid group as Elizabeth Martinez, and I'm on Facebook as well for that and if you do a friend request, I'll probably friend you. But I don't talk about my cross stitch in the main Facebook area as much. I usually save that for the Friday Off the Grid group. But I am on Instagram as Fantagray, and sometimes I post cross stitch updates on there as well. But anyway, I'm on I'm on Instagram as Fantagray. So if you want to look me up there as well. Okay. That's it. Okay, that's it. Bye.